Let's see if I can keep this vibe going real quick before we get started. I'm trying to make this look a body. Whoa. Hold on. Alright. Yeah. Trying to keep this vibe going, sort of against the vibe, but I don't know how big it's going. Hopefully that works. Should give some light. Good? Think we're good. I'm not sure. I'm going. I'm gonna do this. I'm trying to get a cool vibe going. That. Trying to get a cool vibe going. Oh, I like it. The reason I'm doing this, we're going night mode. Because I got the Christmas tree set up. I'm gonna get the other one for today. But I want to go over Oklahoma. No, it's not coping. I'm giving you the fact. We'll see if the rankings happen. If Oklahoma does not jump Notre Dame, this could be trouble. Also, we can go ahead and write this down. We already have our first chaos scenario happening. The ACC Doomsday has came. We have officially entered the Doomsday in the ACC. The Big 12, there's no longer any chaos. BYU versus Tech again in a rematch. We have no more chaos in the Big 12. The Big 10, it is official. No more. There cannot be any more chaos in this. It'll be Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon. Those will be the three Big Ten. And the SEC, there's only one more chaos. Texas or Vanderbilt. That is the question in the SEC, because if that happens, the chaos can begin. But as it stands right now, we avoided, if nothing changes, the SEC will not have any chaos. Everyone handled business against rivalry week. There was no ups for the first time in a while, besides South Carolina. In terms of the playoff race, the only chaos that happened was A&M losing. Kind of be expected. We'll get to you in a minute. But unfortunately, I have to officially say A&M blew it. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Sorry, that'll be Tuesday when the rankings come out. December 1st. What? It's 30s, right? 31st. I'm so sorry. I keep saying on Monday. It's on Tuesday, which is kind of funny that it's trash. So I'll do on Tuesday. Tuesday we will do the rankings. On Tuesday, we will recap week 14. But I mainly want to make this OU, so ignore all that. But for right now, I just had to make that known that as it stands, we will no longer have a front runner for the SEC. It has been determined. At that point, let's talk about Oklahoma. So I'll cover a lot. I'm just gonna mainly talk about Oklahoma and all that. When I get to the recap of week 14, I'll talk about both sides of the ball. But this is mainly Oklahoma focused, and specifically on the offense. This is mainly an offense and not the defense. The defense came through and again bailed us out, and just a golf clap to Brent Venables. He's somehow turned his defense into something so formidable. It would make Ohio State proud. That is, if you care about beating Michigan for the first time in 4 years since the pandemic. So that, but again, that's besides the point. Here is the situation. So John Mateer and all in Oklahoma is coming off of their worst offensive performance, and since the South Carolina win. So that's right. It's been 5 games since the Oklahoma has had a very explosive offense. And give or take, you got to give it to the Mateer injury. That really was the kryptonite in all this. Not to say it was entirely the injury, but it was the thumb injury. The throwing thumb had some effect on this offense, and you saw it a lot. You saw it against Red River. You saw it against Alabama, Tennessee, Ole Miss. And John Mateer just was never the same after that. And that scares me because if he hadn't had that injury, Oklahoma probably would have been putting 24 on these kids. But the other side, this is why I think Oklahoma needed to lose the way they needed to finish the way they did, and they needed to sort of have this bad offense to begin with. It allowed the defense to show its true colors. And what we got is something that a monster, I'm just going to say it right now, a monster of a team. So, again, I feel like Oklahoma needed to lose. They needed to have these losses, not only that, but have these bad performances on offense for the defense to say, hey, our offense ain't good. It ain't good, Chief. Let's step up and hate that frontal assault of every other team in before us. And what did you guys do? It didn't look pretty, but you went into Knoxville. You went into Neyland Stadium. You won. You went into Tuscaloosa, Bryan Day Stadium. You won against 2 top opponents. You came back to Missouri. Won. You destroyed Hardy. Check. LSU, come from behind. You have showed that you can clutch in most situations by 1 play. Done. So you're sitting at 10-2. And you can't afford another loss. You're going into the playoffs, and the only thing you can pray for right now is that you get ranked higher in the committee. Because if you do, if you get that's 5 through 7 spots, you could get Tulane, you could get Virginia, or James Madison. You can get any of those. And I'll tell you what, I would much rather, for the first round, be hosting Tulane instead of hosting Notre Dame. If you want an easy path, go through Tulane, steamroll them. God, I can't wait. That would be a bloodbath in the making. Steamroll through Tulane. Go face, most likely, either Georgia or Indiana. Either Texas Tech, Georgia, and Indiana. Because Ohio is going to be facing the winner of the. No, actually, it would be Ohio State because the 1 seed plays the whatever at the top. So it would be Ohio State. So go play Ohio State, which I can't believe. I just want to see that matchup so much. But back to the offense. You can't be doing. If you look, I get it. You can bail out. That's good. A championship team finds ways to win. It doesn't have to be pretty, but they find a way to win. But you cannot, and this is the truth about Oklahoma itself. If you want to go play against Ohio State, play against Notre Dame, go play against Alabama, go play anyone in that playoff bracket, except for the group of 5 in ACC, you're going to need your offense to step up. Because what every team before you has was a offense, and the only two good offenses you truly were matched up against, you did not look so great. You did absolutely horrific in the box score. You were outgained by Alabama. You were outplayed by Tennessee. Even though you won, the offense was not at its peak. That scares me because the way you should have been able to put up more than on Missouri. You should put up more than on LSU, and you didn't. And John Mateer had one of his worst careers since the Red River Shootout, throwing 3 interceptions in that game against LSU. That scares me because if you want to go face the Alabama and Ohio States and Notre Dames of the college football world, you need your offense. You need John Mateer to step up. That's why you brought him to Oklahoma from Washington State. You need him to step up. Because if he doesn't step up, you could very well be seeing a blowout in the first round. So there's the truth about Oklahoma is they're offensively not mentally ready to take up the challenge of going to to play for a national title. Is it possible? Maybe. That'll all depend on how this last 19 days go for them, because they do have 19 days to prepare, and whatever they do, they have to come out strong in the first round. Because now, instead of winning and praying and surviving, now instead of just winning to survive, now you're just surviving. You're just surviving. There's no win, no lose. You're just surviving everything. You are surviving to the end. And if you get hot, you seem like you're getting hot at the right time for your defense. But your defense is going to face one of the better defenses, such as Notre Dame and Ohio State. And that is something you cannot get your head around. If you play Ohio State or Notre Dame, and your defense can't do anything, then your offense must step up to the plate. Because as it stands right now, even though you made it to the playoffs, you'd be hosting a playoff, possibly Notre Dame. As it stands right now, until we get to December 1st, as it stands right now, you are not making it past even Notre Dame. You might even get blown out by them. It's the truth. I can't be biased here. It's the truth. I mean, even if I wanted to be biased, there's no argument to stand on for your offensive performance. I mean, going back to if I pull up I have the stat sheet right here. Going back to the Missouri game, John Mateer was 173 yards. Their pass, everything is under triple digits. So, take that what you want. I'm going to take a power nap to coach football. See you guys on Tuesday. Strict. 19 days to make a run.